It's hour 4 of our 5-hour conversation this morning, and we are live in Atlanta for day 2 of the SEC Media Days, brought to you by Hayes City Store and Taste on Main, 2 great restaurants owned by the Tyndalls, who are our travel partners here to Atlanta, and it's the start of the college football season. And look who it is joining us in a really sharp-looking suit. He is our man, Sam Acho. Sam, how you doing, buddy?
Very glad to be here with you all. I'm doing well.
I know you're excited. Longhorns are here today.
Yes, they are. They are. Michael Taaffe's going to be here. I'm excited about that. I've known him, I guess not that long, but for a couple years, and so I'm excited.
And one of the reasons you're here, and I want to talk about it, is when you played at Texas in 2010, you won the Wuerffel Trophy.
Yeah.
You were an all Big 10 player, all Big 12 player at the time, and played on the national championship team that lost to Alabama in 09 and then 10. But the Wuerffel Trophy, I always tell folks, that is one of the coolest awards that a college athlete can win, and you were awarded that. Tell folks what the Wuerffel Trophy is and what it means for you to say you're a Wuerffel Trophy recipient.
Yeah, well, to your point, so back in 2010, I won the All-State Wuerffel Trophy, and for me, that trophy meant a lot because it's known for what you do not just on the field, but off the field.
Right.
So I got a chance to, my family and I, we still go to Nigeria every summer. We do medical mission work. I would do stuff in the community. A bunch of our teammates would go and visit hospitals the night before the game, really the day before the game, before we would go and travel. And this is the only award that recognizes that part of who we are as humans. So many players want to leave a legacy, but so many players don't know how. And so the fact that we can highlight all the good work that people are doing, especially collegiate athletes with their NIL money or whatever cause that they care about, it brings me a lot of joy to be named a recipient. Now watching players, even guys like Michael Taaffe from Texas, who's a nominee for the award, leaving their legacy.
Yeah, see that here. He's a nominee for this year's award and founded Taaffe's Tackles for Fentanyl Awareness, which, of course, we know that his friend Jake Ellinger passed away, was killed by a laced drug or fentanyl, which is a great cause. And we know Michael Taaffe is a great player and a walk-on who's turned into an All-American, but he's also an All-American person.
Yeah, he is, and I've known him for a couple years. I believe he went to the same high school as Cade Klubnik, Austin Westlake, if I'm not mistaken, and Cade and I have a bit of a relationship, and so I've kind of watched his journey. And, yes, it's amazing to see him go from a walk-on to All-American and making huge plays in the playoffs. But then you hear about the work he's doing off of the field. Hear about Taaffe's tackles. I started doing some research about what he's doing for Fentanyl Awareness. He's donating money for every tackle that he makes. Like, who's doing that at 20 and 21 years old, right? You read about some other players who are 19 years old, right? Guys like DJ Lagway from Florida, 19 years old, yet he's doing work in his community. His grandma started a nonprofit. So it's in these players' blood to be able to do work in their community. So that's why I get excited, right? I get a chance to announce games and call games and get a chance to know the players, but now you get a chance to hear their stories, and it brings me a lot of joy.
I love it. And that's the type of player you were on and off the field, covering you back in the day. Sam Acho was with us, and I was interested to ask you about the current state of college athletics and where it's at. You've always been a real thoughtful person on these topics, and players are making money now, which is a good thing. I've always been an advocate of that, but it's a system that still needs work. Where are you with where we are and where we need to get to?
Definitely. So where I am with where we are is I'm excited that we finally, I'll say, crossed that bridge. There was so much value that players were creating for universities, for TV networks, for the game, and then we're getting into that value. And now all of a sudden players are getting paid. Now I understand that there are some refinements that need to be made, but players are getting rewarded for their work. And then it's not like some of these players are just going and blowing their money, right? Of course, some of the Texas guys have, Lamborghini sponsorships, et cetera. But many of these players are going back to their high schools, going to their colleges, to their communities, and helping people. I mean, if you read about some of the Wuerffel Trophy nominees, they're saying, hey, the reason I'm using NIL is to go and give back. A lot of people are giving their NIL money away. And so, yes, there is a conversation to be had about ways that NIL needs to be changed. But also, I think we need to start highlighting more, and that's what the All-State Wuerffel Trophy does, highlighting more what players are doing with the money that they're getting, because they're actually doing really, really good work.
Yeah, we see it all the time. Arch Manning was just in St. Louis supporting a Ryan Wingo camp in East St. Louis, right? They don't get Arch Manning there that often, right? And that was a huge deal for those kids. And Colin Simmons was there. I mean, these are big. And I know we do a segment every Thursday with our buddy Nick Shuley from the Third and Longhorn podcast, and he wants to make sure we're highlighting, not because we can always talk about the bad and the ones that are blowing money or what. There's so many young people like yourself, because you didn't have NIL back in 2009 and 10, but you would have been putting it to good work, and you know that.
I hope so. I don't know. Like, I didn't have a lot of NIL. I had little scholarship checks, but I am amazed. I'm not going to lie. I'm amazed at the level of
thoughtfulness.
It's not even thoughtfulness. It's more intentionality. They don't just think about it. They actually do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? Like within the last few months, some of these guys, there's a guy named Josh Caddis from Kentucky, a tight end, who participated in Dancing with the Stars Lexington to raise money for the Children's Hospital in Lexington, right? This dude's a college kid, right? Talk about Michael Taaffe. Talk about DJ Lagway. Talk about all these guys who are young people who are going back. There's a corner from Arizona, Genesis Smith, a cornerback from Arizona whose grandma, I believe, started a nonprofit. He's like, man, I want to do nonprofit work. So, like, I don't know if I would – I mean, yeah, I was doing stuff, but these guys are changing the game. And I'm glad that you talked about the guys at Third and Longhorn, and even you are actually highlighting that, because there's enough of we'll hear enough of the other stories. But these parts are awesome.
So for our audience right now, what can folks do to learn more and be a part of the Wuerffel Trophy in the process?
Well, actually, the announcement just came out this morning. So we had 197 nominees. That's a record for the 30-plus year history of the All-State AFCA, Good Works team in the Wuerffel Trophy. So I think just really go and learn more about these players. If you're a Texas fan, go and learn more and donate to what Michael Taaffe is doing. Learn more about some of the players who are nominated for this award. And I know you may not be able to personally vote for the award, but as you learn about what the players are doing in their communities, I would say partner with them. Come alongside them. Right, partner with guys like Michael Taaffe, who's a current Longhorn, who has an amazing story, and just do some research and say, okay, boom, I'm going to go to his website, and I'm going to either donate my time, my talent, my resources to find out more about what he's doing so I can be a part of that impact as well. I won't just think about it, I'll be about it. Last
thing, and then we'll let you go. You got a heart out. The Longhorns in 2025. Got to be excited. Arch Manning, come on, great defense.
Yeah, I'm very excited. The defense is going to be great. Pete Kwiatkowski, DC is coming back again. A lot of talent on all levels. And I'm very excited about what Arch Manning is going to provide. I got a chance, last thing before we go, I was at Arizona State University at this doing a deal, and I talked to their defensive line coach, right? ASU played Texas last year, and he made a comment that stood out. His comment was, when they played Texas, they weren't really worried about Texas's run game, right? They held Texas to 57 rushing yards. But their biggest concern was, hey, we don't want to see Arch Manning.
Wow.
And so if that's what they thought, imagine what other people think. I'm sure he has to go and prove it, but I'm excited about the action that we're going to see from Arch Manning. Spent the last 2 years developing, learning. Now all of a sudden he gets a chance to live it out.
Sam Acho, he is a Wuerffel Award winner himself. Also won the Campbell Trophy back in 2010. He's got the accolades, but he's doing great work. It's great to watch you on television. Great to have you this morning, and best of luck with all you're doing.
Glad to be here. Thank you so much.